Neil, what did you say to the team at half-time that created such a different atmosphere in the second half?
We just tried being positive, to be honest. I mean, it was, we all know we weren't playing well. They're not playing. They're not playing not well deliberately. You know, it's sometimes a little bit of carrot and a little bit of stick. And you know, I just thought at half time, just try and be positive with them and just try and work harder and increase the tempo and, you know, just express themselves a little bit more. They look like they were just playing, I don't know, a little bit of fear. I think both systems were just set up against each other and they were just sort of cancelling each other out, and it was not a great game to watch, you know, if I'm being honest. But you do get games like that, and it's important to pick things up when you've not played well. So I think, especially in the second half, 10 out of 10 for character and effort. But you know, we obviously would like to be playing better.
Can you put your finger on why that first half was as difficult as it was?
I think that might be just where we are as a team. You know, we're not playing as well as we have done in the last couple of seasons. And I mean, I know it wasn't great to watch, but we could have been 2-0 up. We had a couple of very good chances. So you know, it's just, you know, we've been under floods for weeks and the pitch is drying out, and you've got a team coming trying to do everything they can. We're fighting for their lives to, you know, to work hard for their managers and try and pick something up. And it was difficult, but we got there in the end.
But the second half performance, more tempo, more chances.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can remember when I was playing here myself. It's hard to get out of that bottom end, and you know, first half it's hard to get something going at the top end. You know, when you're getting pegged back a bit. So we just said second half, you know, let's just make sure that we're on the front foot. Let's make sure we're pushing them back, and you know, we managed to do that.
Byron Howson came off the bench and seemed to raise the tempo again.
Yes, we've had a couple of tough away games, Portsmouth and Oxford. Byron's put a great shifting in those two games. He got a whack on his back as well. That you know, that he was probably lucky to play 45 minutes. To be honest, but he's, you know, he's a presence up there, and he's a talented lad, and he's got lots of good physical attributes, and you know, he certainly helped the team's performance in the second half.
And when the deadlock was broken, Matt Richardson hit well.
He did, yes. Yeah, he's got a great left foot. He's a good player, Matt. I think he's probably just quietly this season been ticking over. He's, you know, probably for me as good as everybody else in the team. Funnily enough, I don't think it was his greatest game today, like, you know, a few of the other lads, but you know, when it mattered, he was in the right place, and his trusted left foot, you know, come up well.
You made a change at right back as well today. What was the thinking behind bringing Mitch Randall back in?
Again, we've had a couple of tough, you know, away games. It's not just the, you know, the actual physicalness of the game. It's the travelling and everything. And people might think, well, the young lads, the footballers, you know, they should be fit enough to handle it. But it is a squad game, and we just felt. I think Michael's been excellent, and he's playing a lot of first team games which he's never done before. And you've got young Mitch Rundle, who's been doing everything he could to get back in the team. He's been doing well in training, so it was just a way of freshening things up, and you know, it's good to be able to do that.
And another clean sheet, apart from the Chesterfield game, recent games, you know, the defence is pretty solid.
Yeah, we have. I mean, that mad 7 minutes, it still hurts. You know, it's still baffling. It still, you know, gets us all angry, and you know, bar that, I think we're just quietly doing okay without breaking any pots. We're just picking some points up and getting some decent clean sheets and getting the odd win, and you know, it's nice to be looking up at the top end of the table, I must admit.
And I'm sure you don't mind me saying the word, bizarrely, you're 5 points and with a game in hand off the Palace after a season which I think everyone would accept has been a difficult season.
It has been a difficult season, you know. It's probably a little unexpected. It's obviously not what we were aiming for come the start of the season, but I mean, we got into the playoffs 2 years ago, and I think we've been in the top three most of the season, and we dropped in. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not even looking at the playoffs. I'm looking forward to Tuesday night. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting another 3 points, and if we can do that for a couple of weeks, we might see where we are, you know, with 6 or 7 games to go. But it's certainly nice to get 3 points today, and we've got a chance to get 3 more on Tuesday.
Neil, thanks so much indeed.
Cheers, you're welcome.
Neil, not saying you're going to start shouting that you are going to get in the playoffs, but if you could be in there with the chance in the last 3 games, would it almost be more satisfying because you've been through so much this season?
Very possibly, John. Yeah, I mean, we've no one's happy with this season. You know the way it's gone. If we can manage to salvage it somehow, you know, by doing what you've just said, not what I've said, what you've just said, you know, so be it.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable league, isn't it? Because if you'd lost today, you'd probably be looking over your shoulder again. We've spoken about it now. You're within touching distance, and nobody seems to want to pull away with it, do they?
I think I don't know. There's 4 teams going to be in the playoff, and there's 2 teams going to go down. And at this moment in time, I've not got a clue, honestly. I don't know if can Northampton still make the playoffs. You know, it's almost like that, isn't it? This season, it's madness.
Yeah, I mentioned Mitch Brundle, and he was really good in his debut at Newport. Then he had a bit of a tough half against Chesterfield, but again, I thought he did really well today. Yeah, I thought he's perhaps a little bit unlucky to get left out after the Chesterfield game. I thought as a team we looked quite young defensively, and it was Mitch who sort of got left out. But again, he's a young kid. He's very talented, and there's a big step up between playing reserve football or development football and the 21 football to first team football. And I think him and Michael have been excellent since they've been here, and it'll certainly, in the long run, improve their games. Yeah. Do you think he could be one for the future Mitch here? You know, depending on his future at Bristol City, but have you got him in mind as a possible? Very
possibly. I mean, the more we see of him, the more we like him. But he's not our player at the moment, and if that changes, it'll be something we'll be monitoring.
Yeah, there's a decent bench there, isn't it? When you at half time, everyone's thinking, it wasn't great, but there's players on the bench who could change it, and that did happen in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it again, Wes. You know, the treatment room's empty. Touch wood, we'll hopefully have a good end to the season, you know, injury-wise. And you know, when you've got that competition, when you've got people like David Noble back, and not only back fit, but back, you know, ready to play at match speed, you know, it's a big boost. And you know, Barman on the bench, Jason Taylor, you know, young Zach, there's Michael. It was nice to be able to think, it's not quite going right at the moment, but we have got options.
Yeah, and just on Matt Richards, that's his first goal from open play, and he has started every league game this season.
Yeah,
he's looked brilliant at times, and then sometimes he looks like he hasn't. Like today, wasn't, like you said, it wasn't his best game, but the quality's there, isn't it?
He's a talented player. I mean, I think he finished top scorer for Shrewsbury the season before we signed him, and his set pieces are great. As you say, he's got a goal today just from open play, but he's a talented lad on the ball. You know, he does make things happen, and I think a lot of our good stuff this season has probably come through Matt.
Yeah, so underrated, do you think, by some people? If you say he's just been going about his business quietly, but he's been pretty consistent, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is. He just goes about it unnoticed. I think he just, you know, one of those who's probably just a 7 stroke 8 out of 10 every week, and in a better team, you know, or a team that's picking up more results. He, you know, that's Shrewsbury got a promotion with Shrewsbury, and probably no one was talking about him as, you know, one of the better players, but he pretty much played every week. Yeah. You know, so there's different players, you know, make up of the team and the squad, and some catch the eye whether they're playing well or not, and others just don't, and just are perhaps appreciated by you know, the peers and the management.
Yeah. Cheers, Neil. See you in the past.